Welcome to the Georgian Rambler. I'm Georgie. It's another one of those days where I'd rather be wandering in the woods than doing anything else. Technically, it's spring on the calendar, but up here in the mountains, there's still snow on the ground. The air is crisp, but the cold is totally bearable. I decided to do things a bit differently today. No campfire. I want to spend the day out here as quietly and low profile as possible, really leaning into that leave, no trace mindset. So, my lunch today is being cooked on a tiny DIY camp stove that I threw together myself. And honestly, the story behind this little stove got me thinking about something I want to share with you all today. A few days ago, while planning this trip, I caught myself thinking maybe I should buy a new, compact backpacking stove. I literally Googled the prices once, and you know how the modern world works, right? Absolute madness. Instantly, my Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube feeds were just flooded with ads. The algorithm threw everything at me. Ultralight titanium stoves, high-tech reactor systems, multi-fuel setups. I started out just looking for a cheap option, but then I went down the rabbit hole of gear reviews, reading comments about reliability, and before I knew it, I was looking at way more expensive setups. I burned 2 solid hours trying to pick out a simple camp stove. After 2 hours, I stopped and realized the algorithm wasn't the problem, I was. We are so conditioned to just look for a product to solve our problems because the system is constantly trying to sell us something. I took a step back and asked myself, what do I actually need this gear to do? I just wanted to quickly boil water for some instant ramen and a cup of tea in the woods without building a fire. That's it. If I couldn't rig up a primitive DIY tool for something that's simple, then I honestly deserve to hand over my hard-earned cash. So I put a little thought into it, and for exactly $3, I had my lunch in my stove. I bought a can of tuna and a pack of ramen. Yeah, you could say instant noodles aren't exactly the pinnacle of health food, some kind of alien, highly processed nonsense. But for the trail, to get some quick calories, it's awesome, and I personally love it. Anyway, I ate the tuna and repurposed the empty tin into the stove body. I coiled up some scrap cardboard inside, dropped in 3 standard utility candles, and that was it. A classic buddy burner. As you can see in the video, it worked flawlessly. This thing burned for about 3 hours, so long that I actually had to put it out myself. It brought me to a simple conclusion. Capitalism and marketing have absolutely mastered the art of making us pay for things that are essentially free or dirt cheap. Why does it work? Because honestly, we've gotten a bit lazy. We don't want to use our brains or our hands. We've lost the basic knowledge of how things actually work out in the wild. There's an old saying, the more you know, the less you carry. When we actually apply our knowledge, life out here gets simpler, more interesting, and a whole lot cheaper. Sure, a lot of people prefer to pay for convenience, and that's their choice. But if they really sat down and thought about how much money they drop just because of a slick ad campaign, they'd probably be pretty ticked off. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I mentioned in previous videos how incredibly good marketers are at hacking human psychology. Even though I have this $3 homemade stove sitting right here boiling my water somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm still eyeing that gorgeous polished titanium stove. And that's normal. It just proves how good ads are at turning us into the ideal consumer. The key is just being aware of it. So, to sum it all up, take a second to think about how much you can do with your own 2 hands before you hit that buy now button. Today, I boiled water for $3. But this conversation doesn't end here. The marketing in the survival gear industry is even more aggressive. They pitch gear that looks so incredibly badass you feel like you have to buy it. But true wilderness survival really just comes down to 2 things. How well you understand the principles of nature and how ready you are to actually apply that knowledge. That's exactly what I'm going to dive into in my next video. Real survival skills versus marketing myths. Until then, get out there, enjoy nature, try making something with your own hands, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.